Hello and welcome back. This is going to be a reading asking how can you tap into your abilities. So whether you've already started to or you haven't even discovered a single one, this is going to help you to do that. So for the two piles, there's going to be this one, walking away, with the orange lighter. And pile 2 is going to be door to spirit with this pink camo lighter. Okay, so starting with the first one. Okay. Those who chose walking away, how can you tap into your powers and your abilities better? So right away with this community card, I'm getting that for some of you, you're either influenced by your community or you are meant to influence your community. So for those of you, for example, maybe you're trying to get into your powers and you started studying Wicca or a certain religion or a certain practice, for example, and your friends or the people around you, your family, your community, basically, they made fun of you, they weren't supportive, they just made you feel bad. So for those of you that resonates, here you need to pay less attention to what those around you think, because if you're going on this journey, you need to accept the fact that you may never get validation from any person. You may never have someone say, this is who you are, these are your powers. And I mean, even though in a way that's kind of what tarot readings could do, but what I mean is, you are going to have to accept the fact that you can't expect people to understand your abilities or that you even have them or to even believe in abilities, because that's not where the world is at right now. It is shifting in that direction, but it's not there yet. So you can't be so concerned with, you're going to basically accept the fact that people are not going to respond well. It won't always be like that, but just expect that it's a possibility that it could be like that forever, even though I'm saying it's not, but if you can understand what I'm saying. And for the rest of you, this message about community is saying through your abilities, you're meant to, I'm hearing heal. Like for someone specific, you have healing abilities. You may be interested in the medical field. Nursing specifically is what I'm hearing, but maybe more holistic. But for someone, you definitely heal people. For someone else, it's animals, and for someone else, it's nature. So you could like bring a dead plant or almost dead plant back, or you just have a green thumb. And then for the animals, you're very, very healing towards animals. You could be interested in something working with animals or rehabilitating them, rescuing them, helping them. So for those of you who resonate with those messages, you definitely are meant to use your abilities to influence the community around you. So this could be on a large scale, like influencing an entire country, or even the entire world, or this could be on a smaller scale, like a town, a community. But either way, it's definitely something that you're meant to use to aid and help those around you. So let's see what else. So materialism in reverse, which is the devil in this card. In this deck. It's in reverse. And making them face you. Okay. So I feel like you help people to release from their toxic addictions, even if it's not a physical addiction, even if it's a mental, an addiction to a mindset or mentality or a behavior. You help free people from this by healing whatever it is that was causing it in the first place. Because when people have unhealthy attachments to things, it's because there's something that's not filling that place, and that's what they're trying to do. And so your ability to heal that part, it kind of sends a ripple effect of healing towards everyone who receives it. The Emperor in reverse. So I'm getting that for some of you, in past lives, you were like the personal healer of kings and queens and like the highest people. Like you were there, like you were the reason why they stayed alive so long, a lot of them. It's like you've perfected your healing abilities, or you will, or this is something that you're going to be able to tap into. So if this is resonating, then definitely continue to explore that, and just let this be confirmation that you do have these abilities, and that's why you're drawn to these things. You just heal people at a very deep level. Like you can't get deeper than the level you heal at. So that's why it has such a powerful effect on everything else, because you really get to the root. And I feel like your ability, even if the people you influence are primarily in a smaller community, this will trickle to the whole world eventually, because of the effect it has. It's like your energy is charged, your healing powers and your energy is charged with this energy that multiplies. It just makes more and more, kind of like cells, how they just multiply. Ace of Wands in reverse. This message is specific, or it will resonate specifically if it's for you, but there's something about the difficulty in healing someone, like maybe someone who doesn't completely want to heal, or someone who doesn't want to do the work to heal. Like I just keep, this wand is just, it's in reverse. It's just reminding me of a leg bone, but like a broken one, like a bone of the leg sticking out because it's broken. And it's like when you have to reset a bone, like it really hurts, obviously, but it has to be done to heal. So it's like, don't be afraid of causing pain, because pain is necessary to heal these deep-seated things. So it's like they're so messed up that in order to put them back, and the readjustment is going to be painful. So don't shy away if you feel like, because I feel like some of you are so afraid to hurt someone or to cause someone pain. And it's like, you have to understand that pain is part of the healing. They're gonna, think of it like this, they're gonna have to face pain regardless. But you helping them is just gonna significantly reduce their pain and make it in a controlled environment. So when you're mentally, even when you're going through really extreme physical pain, when you're mentally aware that you're safe, it literally changes how much pain you feel. It changes your tolerance and makes it somewhat more bearable than if you were actually freaking out and worried for your life. But when you feel supported and safe in the environment you're in, it does have the ability to reduce that pain. So that's the message that's coming out with that. So yeah, this is definitely the group of healers. I feel like all you have to do to, it's like you're already doing it. You're already tapping into your gifts, whether you realize it, whether you're aware of it or not. When you're drawn to nature and to people and to animals because you want to heal it and help it, and you go towards that, that is you tapping into your powers and growing them. I feel like for most of you, you just weren't aware that you were doing it. So you've been doing it all along. You just needed to be told that this is what's happening and this is what you're experiencing and why. I feel like you're also, if any of you relate to Pele or want to just look her up, but I feel like you're resonate with this energy of like, and she's wanting to tell you that sometimes in order to grow something new and to heal, destruction has to happen first, because sometimes things are so far gone, they just have to be destroyed and something new grows in its place. Just like a volcano would destroy an entire city, but afterwards that soil would be very rich to grow new things on a better foundation. Like if your foundation is broken, you can't try to fix on top of it. You have to fix from the root. And that's what that message is. So don't doubt yourself and don't shy away from darkness or pain, not your own pain, but pain that you might feel like you have to inflict on someone. Just like a surgeon, they have to cut someone open, but they don't think of it like, oh, I'm hurting this. I mean, I don't really know what surgeons think, but let's pretend I do. They don't think I'm hurting this person. They think I'm helping this person. Or if they're doing a life-saving surgery, they're literally saving their life, but they have to cause some destruction, but it's in a controlled, safe environment. So the outcome is a lot better than if it wasn't the case. So don't shy away from that part, because it's almost like if you're having to give someone an IV, if you're really nervous and like you're shaky, it's going to be probably a lot more painful than if you were just confident and just did it. So think of it like that too. For some of you, if you have recurring dreams, it's because it's something you've been trying to ignore. And I feel like it's something about yourself. So again, with this pile, there's definitely those of you who are afraid of your own. It's like what you would call your darkness or your shadows, but it's not even that. Like your soul is so pure and light that even your darkness is not that bad, is what I'm hearing. Like it's not that it's not that bad, but it's like, it's nothing to be afraid of. It's nothing to fear. It's something to face with a curiosity, not with a, so I'm thinking again of like someone who's training to be a surgeon or a doctor, and let's say they have to open up a cadaver. If they face it with fear, that's going to be one whole experience they have. But if they face it with curiosity, that's going to be a whole different experience they have. So it's just encouraging you here. It's like, this is what you were meant for. This is what you were made for. So there's no reason you should fear any part of it or any part of yourself. And the more you're open to all of yourself, the more you'll be able to open up others and heal them on a deeper level. So just know that. And don't worry about certain things that didn't work out in the past, because I'm hearing they were never meant for you anyway, and you know that deep down. Like maybe since you were a child, one of your parents has been telling you like, you're going to do this sport, or you're going to go to this college, or and putting that in your mind, and you started to eventually think it was your own idea and you worked for it, but it was never originally something you wanted. It was just something that you were convinced you wanted. So I'm getting that the things that didn't work out, or the opportunities you might feel like, oh, I should have done that. Like I'm getting someone, they chose not to move, or not to, like maybe there was a relationship and one partner was moving away and the other one just didn't want to move also, and so they broke it off. Or for someone else, they chose to stay home instead of moving away to school. I don't know, so however it resonates with you. It's like whatever the situation was, that thing was never going to bring you fulfillment if it did work out, because it was never from a root of something you actually wanted. And that's why another reason you are where you are now, even if it's not where you want to be, it's still where you're supposed to be. So don't worry about that, because the more you continue on towards things that make you feel like yourself and make you feel like you're using your own natural abilities and it just comes easy and natural to you, the more you go towards that, the more you're... Okay, I totally forgot what I was saying, but you get it. So 5 of Wands. Oh, I don't think I'm doing these right. To face you, sorry. Five of Wands in reverse. Also, even though you may have faced backlash from people around you who just didn't understand what you were trying to do and the visions that you saw, just don't worry about them, because the more you're true to yourself, it's like you're going to build this momentum. Your spirit, your aura is going to build this momentum, and no one's little pettiness will even be able to look in your direction. You'll be too bright. So you don't have to worry about people, what they're saying, or it's like the nagging will get less, not necessarily because people are all of a sudden accepting you, but because you're just not perceiving it anymore, because you're so focused on other things that are so much more important to you. Okay, I'm gonna pull the top of each Angel of Love in reverse. Ten of Pentacles. Ace of Cups in reverse. 3. Okay, so this is gonna, following this path, which is just gonna naturally open your abilities up. So it's all you have to do is just follow what you're naturally drawn to. Following this path is going to lead you to experiences that make you feel the love you've always been searching for. That deep love that it's a mixture of, it's not a specific like familial or romantic, or it's just this overall like truest love that there is, and that's what you've been searching for. And I feel like you've felt it before. It was like this magical drink that you tasted and you always were trying to search for it again. You could never find it, never get the right recipe. Well, you will find it on the path of continuing in this direction. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is going to be pile 2, those who chose Door to Spirit and this lighter. So how can you tap into your abilities, discover your abilities, your powers? Let's see. So already I'm feeling some of you are like yogis or monks in past lives. I was gonna say are reincarnated or were in a past life, but I feel like you mastered the ability to completely calm your mind and your body and just reach nirvana, like reach that state of just pure, I don't know, like that meditative state. And so that's just within you, like within your DNA, like that's one of your abilities, whether you're aware or not. And you may be drawn to things that you didn't realize were associated with it. Like maybe you're drawn to yoga or to breath work, or even for someone, you're a smoker and it's it's like a meditative experience for you. But there's just, it's like there's little clues. If you think about it, you'll realize that makes sense to you being able to do that in a past life and in this life. So I feel like in the past lives, you practiced bringing yourself to that state, but now that you've mastered that in this life, it's all about kind of snapping back into that, but doing it for the world. So you have the ability to, and you may have noticed this already, like when you walk into a room, the energy just shifts. There's a change, a noticeable change. And people may not even know what changed, but they just know that something did. And you really have the, okay, so I'm getting your energy it has the ability to go very low, like a very low vibration. like when something levitates, it's like that very low frequency. That's what I mean by low vibration, like that low sound. And it like there's this show, this kids movie on Netflix called We Can Be Heroes, and this girl, one of her powers, or her power, is the ability to, she can sing high or low and like make things rise basically with the frequency. So that's what I'm kind of thinking of too, like, but I'm getting specifically low. You have the ability to, so for some of you, you could have mastered levitating in a past life, or in this life, that's definitely an option for you. But it just feels like you have the ability to bring the entire vibration around you, or like in the room you're in, and you'll be able to strengthen this. So like it'll be in the city you're in the state you're, like you'll be able to expand your energetic field. But it can just immediately, like you could go into a bar where like everyone's in a bar fight and like the tensions are very high, and you could just immediately like calm and ground everybody there. Like that's definitely an ability that you could grow if you worked on that more. Okay, so the biggest thing in your way, I guess, when it would come to trying to go towards that, is just not believing in yourself, having doubt. But there's a reason why, if this resonates, that it's resonating with you. Like there's a reason you found this video and that you're watching this right now. It's because this is true for you. Okay, so, and some of you, so I feel like you have this electromagnetic type of power that like you can affect frequencies and even the weather, because the weather is like, it's electric. I don't know how to further explain that, but like it's all electricity, right? Like the weather is all, that's just what I'm getting. And so you even have the ability to affect the weather. Yeah, these are some pretty big powers. I think first it's just talking about what you have the ability to do. So, okay, so how can you connect to it? I don't know if this came up in reverse or not. I think it did. And then, so this is upright. So you have the ability, or the way that you access your abilities is through your solar plexus. So that kind of goes hand in hand with the one thing being in your way, being your own self-doubt. Is like the place your power comes from is the place where you believe in yourself and you have confidence in yourself. And so by doing things that help that area, you're going to naturally be tapping more into your gifts. It's kind of like when you are trying to tap into your gifts, it's not necessarily that you need to study them more, unless you're feeling drawn to, then definitely do. But It's more about removing the things that are blocking you from naturally having the ability anyway. It's kind of like if you have the natural ability to see with your eyes, but for some reason you were born with eyelids that are closed shut, so you can't see at the moment, but it's not because you don't have the ability to, it's because there's something blocking your vision. So that thing blocking your abilities would be your own self-doubt. And I don't think it's blocking them completely because they're still coming through, but it feels like maybe at times you'll feel really powerful, or you'll start to be like, oh, I think I can do this or have this ability. And then at other times, it's kind of like a roller coaster. Like at other times, like, I must be crazy. Why do I think I can do this? So all of that unstable energy is just from a lack of, I'm getting self-awareness for some reason. So maybe just becoming more self-aware for someone. But yeah, definitely the confidence here. And 3 and 7 are standing out to me. So if that resonates with you, let's see what else. So you're purposely put in situations where it would appear on the outside like you're trapped or you're stuck, but really it's like a video game and you have all these little quests, and like now you're stuck in the quicksand and you have to figure out how to use your tools and get out of it. But they're all preparing you for a larger thing. So in order, like Spirit has already been working with you with your abilities by almost like making you feel trapped, but they know you can get yourself out. Like putting yourself in, it's like you're gonna discover your ability to pick a lock only by being locked up and having to figure out how to get out. And so if you felt that energy towards you, like, don't mistake it for hostility or Spirit discouraging you. It's just it's how they decided to train you. So if you feel like you're put in difficult or just challenging situations often, this is why. And it's just, so I'm getting that it won't be forever. It's kind of like just going through a certain grade in school. But once you're over that grade, you don't have to repeat it, hopefully. So the Magician in reverse. For some of you, if you are interested in your lineage or your history, your ancestry, you're going to discover people in your family line and your family tree that have gifts and abilities. And that's going to help you, like if you know that someone that you actually know and are related to was able to have these abilities, it's going to be easier for you to accept that you have them. So for some of you, it could even be like a living person. Like for some, I'm getting either a grandma or an aunt or like a great aunt. But maybe like you weren't aware that they had abilities, or like maybe it was like a rumor with some of your cousins or something, but it's true. The rumors are true. Maybe not all the rumors what they say, but this person does have abilities, and if you're able to talk with them about it, it's going to really help you. That's pretty specific. The Wheel of Fortune. Oh yeah, the Magician was reversed. And 8 of Wands. I get that this journey is going to feel more enjoyable to you if you are able to be more confident. So if you can think of a time in your life where you just felt totally free and totally confident, and if you can try and embody that energy, and if you've never felt that way, if you can imagine what it would be like to feel that way, to have the freedom that confidence gives you, to not overthink every little thing or even pay attention to it, and to just be confidence makes you so focused on your own energy that you're not worried about other people's energy. It's like an ultimate protection, so you're not absorbing other people's energy. You can still be there and observe them and communicate with them, but you're not taking on what's theirs because you have so much confidence, and that confidence, that's an energy that's so strong of your own energy that you're holding. So it's also not gonna, the thing about confident energy, you can give it to others, but it can never be taken. Like, it can multiply and multiply, but it can't ever run empty. So let's see. Oh, I don't even know where this came from. The 10 of Cups. So we have, so these are all really good, these three. Yeah, you're meant to enjoy this time. I feel like some of you, you might be going through something challenging at the moment, and you're facing it, but you're also trying to figure out a way out of it. And like, obviously that makes sense, but it's saying instead of trying to focus so hard on getting out of it, try to focus, because it's true that there's really not a lot in your control at this time. It's kind of like you're given little things to do, but you can't do more beyond that. So focus less on trying to get out of it and focus more on feeling confident, because that's going to make it more enjoyable. Like, when you're confident, even doing something boring or mundane, or even something that people dread or makes them anxious, like, it's just fun. Like, everything, you're just like in this bubble of like everything's good and everything's fine, and you just are so connected to yourself and your own energy, and you're just embodying how everyone could be. So basically that's going to lead you to, because the reason you're trying to get out of this situation is because you're not enjoying it. It's not a fun challenge. It's not something that, but you feel like you could enjoy. Like, maybe another version of yourself or a past version would have enjoyed it, but you just maybe feel like you've been through so much and you're exhausted, or you just don't want to do it anymore. But I feel like you're meant to learn how to enjoy it, because obviously you can't be happy 100% of the time, but you can learn to be happy most of the time and just feeling joy. And I feel like that connected with your, I just heard intuition, but I was meaning to say confidence, is going to help you develop your gifts, and like, they're just going to develop on their own. This is like your part to play, and then spirit is going to come in and help you with the gifts and develop those. But like, your part in developing them is to focus on confidence and just enjoying the moment you find yourself in. Let's see if there's anything else about your gifts or how you can tap into them. So spirit is like, I feel like spirit has employed you. You're like an employee of spirit, and you're meant to help create. It's kind of like if spirit was Santa Claus, you're like one of the elves. So you're not like all the other humans. You're an elf. You're a worker. But that doesn't mean that you're gonna have to work your whole life. It just means like spirit gives you specific tasks and you carry them out. It's almost sounding like an assassin, but it's more like spirit and you work together to co-create. Like, you're on a different level with creation. it's like you're not just going off of your own desires, you're like, or your desires are connected to spirit, because that's the thing, like when spirit's working through you, it doesn't feel like something that you don't want to do. If spirit puts the desire in your heart, so it just feels like you naturally want to go in that direction. And I feel like spirit is wanting to work more with you, wanting you to be more like aware of your connection with them and your role as an employee, your benefits, all of that. And it's like it's not like you're like a little worker who is like a lower level worker. You're like you get rewarded. Like you're that employee that gets the nice car and like the nice apartment or the nice condo or whatever. Like you get rewarded for your work. Really rewarded. Also just the reward that you're working in sync with spirit. So you're always going to have that advantage. Yeah, okay, so this is the last one. 7 of Cups. Reversed though. You're not meant to sit and daydream. Maybe at one point in your life you did, but you're not meant to do that anymore. You're literally meant to, Spirit's like, I didn't just give you these ideas so you could just like fantasize while you're laying in bed or like before a nap, like so you could just escape your reality with these daydreams. Like that's not why I gave them to you. They're literally blueprints, they're instructions of what I need you to do in this world. Not just like this dream that well, let me take a break from my real reality and go imagine this. It's like, no, this is meant to be your real reality. It's not supposed to be just a dream. Like this isn't, it's funny, Spirit's like showing me this image of you just laying in bed and just like in your mind. And they're like, we're not giving you these as like a movie to watch. Like these are your instructions. These are your blueprints. So yeah, that's gonna help someone shift, because you may have felt too distant, like your dreams versus your reality, but like that's gonna help you bridge the gap, is knowing those are not dreams. Those are literally what you're here to do and who you're here to be. That version of yourself that you imagine, that's who you're meant to be. That's why Spirit is giving you these images and these dreams, because they're saying like, hey, like go in this direction. Like this is your future. This is the plan. They're like, you asked for it. You wanted to know the plan. You wanted to know. We're giving it to you. So the more you believe this and the more you have confidence in it, the more you're going to have confidence in yourself, because you're like, oh, I am that person. That's not just a dream or a fantasy. That's really me. That's really my life. Like, yes, it is. And it's just all connected. The more you have confidence in that, the more you'll have confidence in yourself. And like this reading, for example, at the beginning, it took a while to get started and get into it. But like, you just sometimes have to move with the chaotic energy. You can't always get around it. You just have to find a way to enjoy it more. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.